Do you ever feel like your prayers only count if you're kneeling in a quiet room with your hands perfectly folded, speaking aloud? Maybe you're in the middle of a high-stakes meeting, a stressful carpool, or a heart-wrenching conversation, and you need God's help right now. But you can't exactly shout a prayer out loud. Perhaps you're asking, can God hear silent prayers? Because you're worried that the noise of the world or the silence of your own lips is drowning out your connection to the divine. Ooh, those are hard things, right? But don't worry, you're in the right place. By the end of today's episode, you will understand the Nehemiah Flash Prayer, the secret to receiving instant guidance in the blink of an eye. And you'll learn why your feelings are heard in heaven as clearly as words. We're going to help you solve the feeling of spiritual panic by showing you that God doesn't need your voice. He already has your heart. We're moving from audible religion to the divine. Stay tuned. Ordinary women. Extraordinary faith. When God calls, we say yes. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Arise Women of God podcast. I'm your host, Tamara K. and joining me today is the amazing Kari Anjewierden of our Women Warriors of Light Advisory Board. And I am so excited to be joined by Kari today as we talk about the secret or quiet frequency of prayer. We often think of prayer as a formal event, but in the Bible we see that some of the most powerful prayers never made a sound. Take the story of Nehemiah. In Nehemiah chapter 2, he is standing before the king of Persia. Talk about being intimidated. He is terrified because the king has noticed that he's sad, and when he asks him, "What is thy request?" Nehemiah doesn't have time to ask for a timeout, and he gives us a beautiful clue. It says, "So I prayed to the God of heaven." That was a split-second internal flash prayer made right there in the king's court before Nehemiah answered. He wanted to get it right. He didn't say a word out loud, yet God heard him. And he not only gave Nehemiah the words, but he moved the king's heart to allow him to help rebuild Jerusalem. Wow. Talk about the power of a silent prayer. If God heard Nehemiah's silent plea in a palace, he can hear you in the grocery store aisle or in your bedroom or in a boardroom. I experienced my own Nehemiah moment recently. Several months ago, our daughter was talking to me about a dating relationship that she was in, and she posed a question that we had kind of discussed a little bit, but we still hadn't come to a good conclusion. And I wanted to give her the right advice. So right there in the middle of our conversation, while I was driving down the freeway, I uttered a silent prayer. Lord, help me know and say what she needs to hear right now. And then I kept talking to her, and I felt our conversation being guided. I asked her a question that helped her figure it out by herself. It was a better outcome than any pre-planned speech I could have given. God is that good, and he is closer than your next thought, as religious leader Bonnie H. Cordon once said, and as Psalm 34:18 states, he is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart. And that closeness doesn't need a megaphone. There have been so many times as I've been having conversations, and it's usually with a loved one who is in strife at the moment, and they are just weeping or tired or their emotions are extremely high. And, I'm sitting there kind of with my eyes wide open going, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to handle this. I'm kind of at a loss. Maybe I've been talking to them for a while and nothing is clicking. And I'm at that point where I'm like, dear God, please help me. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to do. Help me guide my thoughts, guide my words. And this is all silent. And it's amazing. Every time I do it, something happens. And, at the end of it, I'm just like, whoa, wow, that turned out better than I thought. And that's when I realized it wasn't me. It was him helping me know what to say because I offered a simple prayer, right? I think it's great to know that he is as close as your next thought. And inviting God into your life with silent petitions is also a key to handling high emotion moments that crop up all the time, right? And to stay calm when others are venting. But what if you aren't just looking for advice? What if you feel you are in the belly of a whale like Jonah? In Jonah chapter 2, he is in the literal dark, probably the lowest moment of his life, in the belly of hell, as he calls it, wrapped in seaweed, and he cries out, and God hears him. Sometimes we too are in the dark, depressed, alone, feeling forgotten, and the only prayer we have is a silent internal groan. Jonah beautifully expressed in chapter 2, verse 7, "When my soul fainted within me, I remembered the Lord, and my prayer came in unto thee." When he didn't know what to say. Oh, my friends, your soul can pray even when your lungs can't. Now Kari is going to share how God has a way of translating the heartbeats of our soul into words.
That reminded me of the scripture in 1 Samuel 16, that the Lord seeth not as man seeth. And I think we sometimes get certain ideas in our head of what something should look like because we're looking at outward appearances, but God is always looking at the heart. And I think he hears our heart. I don't even think we have to even be thinking it so much as what the feelings are in our heart. I think he can feel those as if those were words too. I don't know if that's true, but I would like to believe that. Sometimes you cannot put words to those things. And in those moments, I think sometimes it's okay to even just go inside, if you will, and say, maybe my heart hurts today. I don't really know what to do about it. I need your help. Maybe even something that simple where it's not even something that you can put into words. Maybe you're not speaking words. Maybe you're speaking feelings. Maybe you are just petitioning, will you come and sit with me for a minute? Maybe I don't need you to solve this. I just need your presence for a moment.
Oh, my friends, your silence is not a barrier to God. It is a sanctuary. Whether you're offering a Nehemiah Flash Prayer in a crowd or a Jonah cry in the dark, he hears you. He sees your heart. He feels your feelings, and he is near you in your brokenness. You never have to wait for a quiet room to find a listening Father. To help you tune into that divine connection and learn how to recognize the answers to your silent prayers, we have a gift for you. You can download our free roadmap to revelation, 6 steps to helping you hear God more clearly in your daily life. When the world feels too loud for formal prayer, check out Step 2, about finding your divine frequency. It helps you identify the body signals and internal thoughts that God uses to answer your silent prayers. We also invite you to use Step 6, the evening review, and write down the Nehemiah moments from your day. When you record those silent miracles, they become an anchor for your faith tomorrow. You can download this along with an audio meditation to help you receive light and revelation in your life by clicking the link below. So, my friend, keep praying silently or aloud. God hears your heart. Keep the communication going and abide with him. And until next time, may you arise, do it God's way, God strong. If today's episode helped you feel a little closer to God, please like and subscribe. It helps us grow and ensures Heaven's whispers stay at the top of your feed whenever you need them most.